Hey everybody, welcome. The door's open. Come on in for Know-It-Alls. We're going to start in a couple minutes at 5 o'clock. I'm just getting the last things together and trying to get all the things I wanted to have here. Oh good, I brought those. Cool. Got some stuff to show you. Tomorrow we have a special secret guest. And we're going to play The Guy in My Back Seat. That's 20 questions. And what's happened is, I'll introduce him, tell you a little bit about him. And he'll be wearing a COVID mask, and he'll be in the back seat. And you'll send me questions. I'll read him the questions. He'll answer them yes or no questions. We won't take any guesses on who he is. If you figure it out right away, keep it to yourself. Because it's not until after we have 10 or so questions that are you allowed to hop in with your question. Hey, John, Rolfus, how are you? Ron's here too. I was wondering about you, John. I haven't seen you or your dad on here in a while. Kathy Costello's on. I wonder if she's related to Johnny Costello. I think that's somebody you might know from Cleveland. I know Mike Miller did. Carl Roberts, how the heck are you, man? You come here to steal some more of these prizes? You get them every week. Now, you won, I think it was carpet cleaning or something yesterday. I got to check to see if you won that 5 days in a row or from in the past 5 days. So we'll check on that. I'm not worried. Glad you're here. Jerry Swift is here. That's good. Linda's here. Howdy. John, is your family good? Ron Shorman. All right. Good afternoon to yourself. That's because you guys don't like me very much. You know, I thought that years ago. That the whole family could just as easily done without ever meeting me. The way you always smile and stuff when I'm around. But you're just polite folk. That's all. That's all. Okay? If you want me to, Carl. Jim Jones. Glad to have you here. It's 4:59. We're going to start in a little bit. I got my signs ready to go. This is the one we're going to have tomorrow. Who's the guy in my back seat? We'll play that tomorrow. Henry Yeprin. I'm glad you're here, Henry. We're going to play Know-It-Alls. Trivia about Cincinnati. And Keith, you did share. Did you just share again? I want to thank these folks who shared yesterday. Rob Heiser, Rick Hickman, Keith Hickman, and Sarah Hickman. And Jake Lenovich also shared. So hit your share button. Don't hit the video viewing party button. Just the share button so everybody else can find out about Know-It-Alls. And we'll have a dang good time. Bobby, I'm glad you're here. I don't know what I'd do if you didn't show up one day. Glad you're here. Oh, guess what time it is? It's time for Know-It-Alls, the only trivia game show brought to you live from a used Prius. This week, Know-It-Alls is brought to you by the Washington Platform, Leopard Photography, and Cincinnati Dry Carpet Cleaning. Without further ado, here's your host, the only man who's had Sparky Anderson and Pete Frampton call him at his own home. Most people call him Peter Frampton. Put your hands together for Michael Flannery. Hey, glad your folks are here. We're going to have some fun today. Lois is here. Great Amy's here after her big winning yesterday. And I did have Peter Frampton and Sparky Anderson on different occasions call me at home. Sparky, somebody contacted me at Channel 9, who was an old friend of his and wanted to get a hold of him again, so I wrote him a letter. Dennis Jansen had his address, and left my phone number and said if you want me to connect. And Sparky called me to thank me for the letter and said sure, he'd love to see that person again. And Peter Frampton called my house. I get home one night and my wife says, oh, somebody called you, that guy, I don't know, Eric Clapton or something. I listened to the voice messages. It's not Eric Clapton, it's Peter Frampton. My gosh. And Peter called me because we were doing a visit to a hospital, NICU unit together. And he was calling me about that. So that was pretty cool. And Sparky Anderson is one thing my wife have in common growing up. You see, my wife is 13 years younger than I am. Yeah, she was a Club 19 member. No, she wasn't. I'm kidding about that. She wasn't a Club 19 member. But when she was growing up near Detroit in Michigan, Sparky Anderson was the manager of the Tigers. And when I was growing up, he was the manager of the Reds. So we both have that together. So we're just kind of cool. Right now you're watching Know-It-Alls. Let's get to the official stuff. Welcome to Know-It-Alls. Well, I ask you 3 multiple choice questions. You type the answer in your comments box, and whoever's correct answer reaches my phone first can win a valuable prize or something much worse. It's one or the other. Does it seem dark to you? I can't tell. Is it a little dark in the picture? Somebody let me know during this next question. In this first question, you will win. I have it right here in my pocket. I found it in my car. Can I ever have everything ready? It's amazing how it's a little flashlight. It's really cool. A little LED flashlight from... Tell you what, this is what you win. You win this photograph of me when I won my very first Showtime's Funniest Person in America contest. They told me to take a picture with the city skyline, and that's me holding the award. And I was the funniest person in Ohio 3 years in a row. So there you go. Whoever answers this question correctly, I'm going to send you this picture. If you want me to autograph it, I will. And I'll send it to you. And I was taken in the 80s. So if I'm just very sad it wasn't worth what I had hoped it would be by now. All right, our first question here is, who built, Jenna's here. Okay, Jenna, there's your screwdriver. All right, get off my back, will you? I didn't mean it that way. But why, yes, Jenna, I have found your screwdriver, and I'll get it in the mail to you right away, is what I meant. Anyway, the first question. Who built the first cabin in Batavia? Who built the first cabin in Batavia? Was it Ezekiel Dimmitt, John Yoder, or Tony Lee Dow? Which one was it? Was it Ezekiel Dimmitt, John Yoder, or Tony Lee Dow? Lytle. No. Keith Hickman says going with Yoder. Tony Siebert, Tony. Brian says Yoder. Bobby says Dowell. Randall Spick and Span says John. Jim Jones says Ezekiel. Rolfus goes with Yoder. Greg Bodos, you figured me out. All right. Joel Brazy says Dimmitt. I'll tell you what. Here we go. John Yoder was an agent of mine who booked comedy rooms in Michigan. So if you wrote Yoder, not too good. You got that one wrong. Tony Lee Dow, as our friend Greg points out, was the actor who played Wally on Leave It to Beaver. Tony Dow. His middle name was Lee. I threw that in there to fool you. The winner, or the person who did build the very first cabin in Batavia in 1797, was Ezekiel Dimmitt, and the photo goes to Jim Jones. Give it up for him. Show him some love. He picked out Ezekiel Dimmitt among an agent in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and Wally, the Beeves brother. So way to go, Jim. Way to go. All right. Ron Schurman says, hey, Tate, just chatting among, leave it to Beaver. Yeah. Yeah, all right, here we go. Oh, I left my mask on. I'm sorry. The very next question is our leopard photo question of the day. With this question, you will get 2 videotapes digitized to a DVD. Because Leopard Studio has been in business for 50 years, taking portraits of families and events and creating memories and heirlooms, and now they offer a chance for you to archive your photographs, your photo, see, now I'm missing a word. Where did it go? It's probably in my car somewhere. Negatives, photo negatives. They'll turn those into pictures and put them right on that DVD, along with film. We're talking 16 millimeter, 8 millimeter. They'll do it all. And if you get this answer right, you will get 2 videotapes for free. And hello, John Cox, one of my fellow ministers and doctor. He's a doctor. I had some adult beverages with him last night. He was in town. I know him from the comedy days. Okay, the leopard photo question of the day is, are you ready? Okay. Which of the following restaurants is not on Montgomery Road? Now, it's really hard because there are a load of restaurants on Montgomery Road. Have you ever noticed that? I had a hard time finding one that wasn't. But which of the following businesses are not on Montgomery Road? The Brown Dog Cafe, Sorrento's Italian Joint, or Anna's Family Restaurant? Which one is not? Stop it. I haven't played the music yet. Nobody's answered it yet. So why are you people clapping, huh? Okay, which one is on? I gotta get better people working for me here. Montgomery Road is not on Montgomery Road. Brown Dog Cafe, Sorrento's Italian Joint, or Anna's Family Restaurant? Keith Hickman says Anna's Family Restaurant. Ron says Sorrento's. Spick and Span says Brown Dog. Ron Schurman goes off the board. That always takes guts. I love people who go off the board for answers. And you said Price Hill Chili. Way to go. Sandy's in the game with Brown Dog Cafe. John Cox says Pike's Bar and Grill, which is where we left our mark last night. But how about that? Let's go back up here and see now which one is not on Montgomery Road. Well, I'll tell you what, Sorrento's Italian Joint is in Norwood on Montgomery Road. So if you said that, you got it wrong. Excuse me. Anna's Family Restaurant is in Norwood on Montgomery Road. You got that one wrong. It is the Brown Dog Cafe. And Dan Guy, who walks in the door minutes before I asked the question, seconds before, he got it right with Brown Dog Cafe. Let him know, not by doing that, but by doing that one. Give him a round of applause. Give Dan Guy some love. Let me write your name down here, Dan. Dan Guy. You won 2 videotapes put together by Leopard Studios. All right. Let me roll back here a little bit, get going, and we'll have our next question. Okay, our next question is, of course, our Cincinnati dry carpet cleaning question of the day, and you're going to get today 350 square feet of dry carpet cleaning if you get this one right, if you live 20 miles from downtown Cincinnati, and if you haven't won this prize in the past 5 days. Well, a lot of ifs. This game isn't for babies, you know. Let me show you some photos, because I told you before that the owner of Cincinnati Dry Carpet Cleaning came out to clean my back seat before we had our very first special guest, who's sitting right back there. Tomorrow we're having another one. Okay, here we go. Look at this. Here's the before and after pictures of my back seat. Can you see that? Here's before, kind of dirty, 3 kids and a dog, big dog, Fozzie Bear. And he came out and he sprayed this stuff on it. Then he took a little buffer like on a drill, buffed it all up, brought up some suds, and then he said, okay, leave it alone. Just leave it alone and it'll dry. And I went back out to the car in like 30 minutes. It was clean. Carl, you've had your carpets cleaned. What did you think of the work that he does there? And there's the owner right there working on the front seat. That's Charlie Stout at CincinnatiDryCarpetCleaning.com. You give him a call. You got any kind of carpet or upholstery. He does a great job. He certainly does. I'm not going to show you the before and after of the front seat because, well, me and the Prius have been in some pretty tight spots and close calls, so there's some stains on this seat that you really don't want to see. Yeah. But he tried. Okay. Our question for you for the Cincinnati Dry Carpet Cleaning question of the day. Are you ready? Here we go. Keith, you like that one about the stains on my seat, huh? Yeah. See, the Prius is fast enough to get you into trouble. It is not fast enough to get you out of trouble. It's like driving a sewing machine. You push on the pedal and it makes noise like it's going to start moving, but it just doesn't start moving. Joshua Peace, glad you're here. We're about to ask a question. If you get it right, you win 350 square feet of carpet cleaning. Okay, the question is, in what neighborhood will you find this house? What neighborhood will you find this house? Westchester, Hyde Park, or Woodlawn? Where will you find this house? Westchester, Hyde Park, or Woodlawn? That's the wrong damn button. I gotta get, you'd think I'd know how to do my own show. There we go. Okay, Hyde Park, Westchester, or Woodlawn. This house right here. It's a cool looking house. I'm gonna tell you all about it right after we get it right. It's got a pretty interesting story to it. Alrighty. There you go. What neighborhood is this house? You might have thought Hyde Park, or you might have thought Westchester. Wrong. Jim Jones, it's in Woodlawn. So give Jim a round of applause. I'm going to scroll back, Jim, just to make sure you're the first one to make it to my phone with the correct answer. And as luck would have it, there you go, Jim. Give him some love. Give Jim some love. He got that question right. And nobody's really seen that house because you can't see it from the street. Now, I have the information about it. on the clipboard. That's where I put it, so I'd have it and I wouldn't lose it. And yet, I've lost it. It's called the Rao House. I'm going to remember most of this stuff. It's called the Rao House because it was built for, I don't have their first names, a couple, their name was Rao. And it has a rooftop ceiling, a rooftop patio, it has decks. It's surrounded by 9 acres of woods and woodlawn. And they bought it and they sold it in the 60s. And their daughter bought it, whose last name at the time was Pulitzer. And she bought it and made it a donation to the Cincinnati Historical or Preservation Society, along with a donation to bring it back up to its original splendor, because people who had moved in after the Rouse had done some remodeling and adding on to it, and they didn't stay with the architecture or something like that. So she made sure, she grew up in the house in Woodlawn, and then later she bought it, which you have to do in Cincinnati, is buy your parents' home. I'm finding out this is historic. We can't get around it. And donated it, and they've brought it up to its original glory, and it is still alive and well, and I'm going to go looking for it, is what I'm going to do. Alrighty. I want to thank everybody. Bobby, am I sure? Yes, I am. I double-checked. See, the thing is, I have to go by whose answer shows up first at my phone. Everybody's phone is going to look different depending on if you have to go, you know, how many towers to get to wherever they send it back to everybody else's place and when Facebook. So, yes, I'm sure. But you're going to win again. I know that. That's for sure. I want to thank everybody. Please tell your friends, a special guest tomorrow. We have a local celebrity who'll be sitting right there in my back seat, and we'll play Who's That Guy in My Back Seat? I never asked my question that until this show. Who's that guy in my back seat? Yeah, I'm 62. That question has never come up. John Rolfus, what about you? Have you ever had that go, who's the guy in my back seat? I don't know, but we're going to find out tomorrow. And it's somebody you know, without a doubt. Alrighty, everybody, stay safe. Stay 6 feet away from folks. Not many of those people are worth getting closer than that to. Wear your masks. And thanks for watching Know-It-Alls and sharing it with your friends. We'll see you tomorrow, Friday at 5, right here on Know-It-Alls. I'm doing a naked gun freeze where it doesn't go away. I'm trying to push the button and keep smiling. No.